Federal government has cautioned against politicizing the tragic stampedes that claimed multiple lives during food distribution exercises in Ibadan, Abuja and Okija, asserting that the incidents were not connected to President Bola Tinubu's economic reforms. In a statement issued on Sunday, Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, described attempts to link the incidents to the administration's policies as unfounded and disingenuous. It is worth noting that similar unfortunate occurrences have been recorded in the past before the current administration, Idris said. Attributing these tragedies to the president's reform is baseless and misleading. The minister reiterated that Tinubu's economic reforms aimed to position the Nigerian economy for sustainable growth while prioritizing the welfare of vulnerable citizens. He emphasized that the reforms are intended to uplift Nigerians without causing distress, expressing the administration's deep sorrow over the tragic incident. The government spokesman extended condolences to the families of the victims and called for better safety measures to prevent such incidents in the future. You were talking about hardship and whatnot, and the effect the fuel subsidy removal from by the President Bola Tinubu has caused a lot of incidents, that is a lot of issue that is going on in the country. I actually wanted to get your thoughts from the speaker. Do you agree with what has been said? What's your thoughts about this? Do you think that people, there has been cause for this, that some people are saying safety measures? The refs actually said that before events should be done in states, that safety measures should be administered, and some people have been clamoring that this is a thing of politics. Some say it's a PDP thing. Some say they're doing it to jeopardize the APC. It's just been an issue of back and forth. But do you agree that this stampede issue is related to hardship? Do you agree that it is a political situation, or it was just a common mistake that was done by individuals that did not want to be cautious in situations? Because when you're in the crowd, they are sharing things. We've seen videos where some of these NGOs come out to share to the crowd, and you see all of them wanting to get at the same time. Oftentimes you see someone would run to drop off his or her palliative and come back for the next one. It's just a roller coaster conversation here. But I want to get your thoughts about the stampede. I'm sure you're aware about the issue in Ibadan that the Oni of Ife, former wife of the Oni of Ife, organized. The first one that started in Ibadan, and then Abuja and Anambra respectively. What's your thoughts about the situation?
You see, what has been rolling on my mind as we were trying to narrate this thing, I don't want to be seen to be sounding cursive. Even though I would have wished Idris that what happened to Nigerians that have been driven by the bad policy of this government, may it happen to his family. And so many people will say,
those are hard words.
Yes, let me say this to you.
Barrister Mikey, I know you are offended about this. Is actually a thing of concern. A lot of people died, less than 100, or more than 50.
Let me say this
75 to you. If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
But these are people that had plans. They were Christmas palliatives that were distributed, that they came to get because of some say we don't have food at home. We had intentions to get food, and then met their last. Nobody is happy about the situation that has occurred. Nobody is happy about the victims that were affected and the parts that these people died in this kind of situation. But yes, I know we are not happy about it, but you have to be careful of setting words.
Yeah, you see what I'm speaking from the point of pain, anger, and frustration.
Yes, I know. I already made that background here.
Yes, what is activating my position is that we don't need rocket science to know that these things are clearly avoidable.
avoidable by the individuals that were involved?
Let me say this to you.
Or the organizers of the events that caused the stampede occurred in?
This thing is flowing from the policy of the government. Do you know that a tanker can fall on the road, spilling this content, and nobody will near it? Do you know that?
Yes.
There are things that happen, and you know that what is driving this thing is poverty. This very incident you are hearing about, see, let me say this to you. Take it or you leave it. There is poverty in the land. Nigerians are dying. No, I'm not joking. I'm not just saying because I want attention. Nigerians are dying from avoidable circumstances based on the economic holocaust imposed by Bola Tinubu based on economics, and backed by his followers and his collaborators, both local and foreign.
You are also politicizing this.
It's not a matter of politicization.
I draw three different scenarios from the political aspects, from the individual aspects, about the fact that I'm not going to be siding anybody, but I'm trying also to look at this at different perspective. Yes, we know about the hardship in the country, but as individuals that we have come to collect palliatives, free gifts for Christmas, isn't it ideal for the individuals to caution and observe safety measures when you're in a crowded place? You know, there are right ways to actually go on this situation.
I traveled on Sunday. Let me paint a reality for you. I traveled on Sunday. I've heard of, just like we are saying that what you heard is different from what you are seeing.
Yes.
I've heard of the spate of stealing in my place. And I went to on Sunday and I saw it live. 2 quick incidences. I decided I was not leaving home until we bring down the coconut. We saw somebody who was on the coconut, stealing our coconut. Then I was nearby there, somebody who went to steal other people's pear, this avocado pear, in bag. He was returning from it and then was hiding it in the bush. He didn't know I was watching at him. And I asked somebody who is from the community about that person. He said it's a thief. That as he's living here now, he's going to meet his collaborators to tell them that goose is around. So they will not give him money, then they will come and carry and then take it to the market. The rate at which people are stealing. This twin principle of poverty, which are principle of feudalism, poverty and ignorance. There are manifestations you see. It's just like being with you on this table. And if I keep yawning, now when I was somehow going at choking, you ask me, do I need water? Because you could see that is physical something, element that you can see. When you see people going to scoop fuel, developing aggravated mental indifference to obvious risk because they know that any ignition is death. And people are defiling it. That tells you there is something that is pushing them. I understand the point you are making. That is it not possible for people to have been able, but I'm telling you, the primary cause, what is driving people, I am telling you now that even people that people used to go to for help. Do you know how many seed of onion that is for 1,000, 2,000 naira?
Yes.
Currently. How many seed of 1,000 naira banana? And you ask yourself, a lot of people who are going to, majority of people who are going to work now, right? At the end of this year, they will stop going to work. Because they are being on what I call economic escorts. The money they are paid, because they make a journey to go to work. At the end of a month, let's say they are spending 50,000 naira on transport alone, even under 1 week. The transport realities is not a joke. I'm a lawyer. I am telling you that the transport realities on ground is not a joke. I know so many of my colleagues that have parked their cars. How much is a head of water leaf? So it was 700 naira. Last time I went to market, what I was giving, the woman pinched some pieces of scent leaf and told me it's 200 naira. I could not believe it. I was looking at it. I said, madam, how much did you say? She said 200. And if you don't like, you walk away. This is the reality that is on the ground. What is pushing this thing? These people that they normally go to beg have now been turned to beggars. That's the reality that we are in. I have told you here, for the first time, foreign companies are closing and leaving Nigeria before me. I'm saying it. And then somebody is telling you that all is well, that because we are raising more money. What kind of economic reasoning is that? People are dying. They cannot approach health facility. If you go to some of the chemists and just eavesdrop and hear how much drugs are going for, paracetamol, that would normally buy 100 naira for a card. Go and ask for paracetamol now and check the price. The fish we used to buy around 1,000 something, now it's going to about 5,000 naira just for one piece. And you ask yourself, where are we going? These are the realities we are facing, we are seeing. And because few individuals who are living in opulence of our wealth, they will come around, and then that's why I made that comment at the beginning. That if not that somebody will feel that or very uncomfortable about it, I would have said it's just like the time that these foreign herdsmen have been killing our farmers, and then government suddenly turn around to say that there's food scarcity. It's deliberate. So why this inhumanity to humanity being practiced by our so-called leaders, and then somebody is coming up to say that stampede have been happening here and there? I say anywhere now that you hear there is an occasion. Do you know that most people, even wedding now, they can just send you an IV, and then you get there, you may see less than 10 persons for a wedding, and that's the end. They just move from there to an eatery and they serve them food, and that's the end. Abnormal things are happening. And look, most Nigerians now are eating what I call debt, because most of the things they are eating now are things that are waste, that they ought to throw away. They give to things like goat, chicken to eat in the past. That's what just to survive. That's what Nigeria are eating now.
Okay, so you're saying hardship was a trigger.
That is the trigger.
The reason of the stamp.
And the painful aspect of it is that it is avoidable. Do you understand it? Okay. Like I give you an example that fuel can fall. In fact, people would rather call fire service to come and bring their facility to pour. Do you understand it? So that it will not ignite fire than to detonate, nip the fire in the board. People will do that when people are comfortable. Most of these young people you see that are stealing. That's why a court of appeal judge some time ago said it.
Barrister, you've been talking about stealing. This the second time you've made mention of this word. But hardship, I know, yes, sometimes it's not easy on Nigerians. But that should not be a good reason for individuals to involve in stealing. I've talked about a situation where I went for an event and then I saw these children scouting for food, and the means where they were actually getting this food was really touching and a heartfelt situation. We know how the situation of the hardship is, and then people trying to survive to eat. I said that those kids were literally packing these plates for the waitress, and once they packed the plates, they would empty the plates of the leftovers that the guest had into a bag. And so one of my guests made mention of the fact that some of the parents actually send these kids to do this, to get those foods, these leftovers, so they can have foods to eat at home. We understand all of these situations, but that is not enough reason for someone who wants to engage in criminal activity of stealing, robbery. Yes, we know that hardship can increase the cases of insecurity in the country, but that cannot be a good reason for someone to involve in stealing. You see some people in the markets, you see people that grind. You learn is you do something. You can start from somewhere. While you're trying to survive, to live amidst the whole hardship in the country, there are certain things that also can be done instead of involving in illegal activities. Because once the law catches up with you, it's your life at stake. So I get the point you're trying to make, but stealing isn't really the right approach to making the government hear your cry, or trying to run away from the situation around.
Let me say this to you.
Quickly, for a few minutes.
Let me say this to you. Perhaps I pray that you don't get to that level.
Amen.
I pray very
Why would you say that?
I pray very sincerely for you.
I just talked about the fact that I saw this kid scouting for food.
I pray.
I felt bad about that.
Yes, you know why I'm saying that? Oh my God. I always say this to people when they want to eat and they tell you no meat, hunger has not hit you. I mean, concentrated hunger on hunger can force you.
And I've been in Nigeria, so I know what
you never bargain for.
I have been.
Do you know most young ladies are giving up themselves to circumstances that are immoral, unwarranted, because of realities on the ground? Do you understand it?
Yes.
See the foundation of my argument. If you know the volume of wealth that is in this country that God endowed us with, you will know that what is happening in Nigeria is mere criminality.
Thank you.
Do you understand it?
Yes.
It's against that background that I insist that what is going on in Nigeria is intolerable. And Nelson Mandela said something. Do you know how much Nigerians spent to fight apartheid in South Africa? About $61 billion. That's why Nelson Mandela said that there's no nation on earth that stake its neck than Nigeria for their liberation.
Thank you so much.
But that there's a level.
I'm going to cut you short.
It's okay.